Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Lovin Riyadh show. Today is the 13th of August, and that means we're nearing the end of summer, hopefully. I remember you said, Sarah, that it's almost, I think, like 20 days until autumn, although we don't really have an autumn in Saudi. It doesn't become the kind of autumn as outside. It just becomes slightly less hot.
No, it becomes cooler and sometimes it rains a lot, especially
maybe here in
October.
Riyadh.
In October, it rains like crazy.
Even though it's been raining a lot recently as well, but we'll move on to
No,
that
not
later.
in Riyadh though.
Not in
It didn't
Riyadh.
even sprinkle yet.
Yeah, it's been actually a few months since it rained at all, right?
I do have
From
a
what I
theory
remember.
that I don't know if it's I don't know, but like the cloud moves from.
Place to place.
Is that right?
It's not one cloud. But
I don't know.
The,
it's like a bunch of
the
clouds, friends. You know, like the gang of clouds just
Yeah,
go
maybe.
around.
But anyways,
Yeah.
let's tell you about the topics that we're going to talk about today. First one being the Saudi ambassador to the US, Princess Reema, urged the end to the media criticism of Algerian Olympian Imane Khelif.
And we've got a lot of topics about the Olympics today, but Dunya Abu Taleb narrowly misses bronze in Taekwondo after a strong start at Paris Olympics.
And Umrah pilgrims endure Makkah floods as camels and cattle were swept away.
Engineer in Riyadh sentenced to jail and fined thousands for practicing without professional what's that?
Accreditation.
Accreditation.
It's a hard word.
Accreditation. Yeah, exactly. It's a long, thick word.
So our first topic of the day is something I'm sure you guys have heard about, the controversy that was surrounding Algerian Olympian Imane Khelif, and the Saudi ambassador to the US, Princess Reema, spoke about it at the IOC's closing ceremony on Saturday. Closing session, sorry, not ceremony. And she basically made a passionate plea, and during her speech, she began by commending the Paris 2024 Olympics, the organizing committee for it, and France for their exceptional execution of the event. But then her focus quickly drifted to a more pressing issue, which was, of course, the media's treatment of Algerian boxer Imane Khelif.
Yeah.
So Princess Reema, is actually a member as well of the Gender Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Commission. So naturally, she would express deep concern over what's happening.
Yeah.
Because, of course, everybody had some kind of opinion about Imane Khelif's
Nice
identity.
ones.
Even though they're very unwarranted, as we've learned, they have really no
And
real...
very harsh.
There's no real evidence towards it. It's just people basing it off of how she looks,
Yeah.
which, of course, is disappointing.
And her strength, maybe.
It's about how she looks and her strength, because she's,
Yeah.
of course, a boxer. So people are like, oh, it's not fair because why is she, you know...
Lots
like,
of unnecessary
it's
things.
unnecessary
have been
things
said.
that we won't go deeply into.
Yeah.
But Princess Reema obviously condemned all of these false narratives.
Yeah.
And during her speech, which was very moving, we'll insert a clip.
From my point of view, the facts are clear. Imane Khelif is a woman. She was born a girl and has lived her entire life as a female. However, despite this joint statement, there has been continuous misreporting based on incorrect information that has caused immeasurable pain.
She expressed deep concern over the ongoing misreporting about Imane Khelif. And I think the word misreporting is an important one, because not only is the media kind of, it's not just the public that's been talking about it, it's also media outlets that have been saying, genuinely misreporting about her identity. And it's very sad to see, because not only as an Arab, but as a female as well, why are female athletes getting this kind of scrutiny?
Yeah.
But I don't think a male athlete would get the same thing. You know, that's
that's actually a very good point.
Exactly. So she said, Princess Reema said in one quote that she is a female, a Muslim, and an Arab, and these are all linked to her identity. And as such, I cannot serve with good conscience on this committee and remain silent on the media commentary of Imane Khelif. And I think it's such a nice thing that she even spoke about it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's nice to see Arabs defending Arabs and women defending women, especially when we're all within the same community.
Yeah.
And she emphasized that as a female, she deserves respect and recognition for her accomplishments, not for the false narratives pushed by the media.
Yeah.
She also said it was unacceptable and heartbreaking,
Yeah.
which I completely agree with.
Same.
And the fact that Imane Khelif, literally her journey is very inspiring. Like, she comes from a small village in Algeria,
Yeah.
and she worked so hard to reach the Olympics. Like, athletes work their whole entire lives
Yeah.
to reach the Olympics. And then imagine you reach the Olympics and people start commenting on your appearance and your strength in a negative way. It's crazy, and the fact that it blew up so much.
It blew up so much because it was such a dramatic thing. Like,
Exactly.
imagine quitting.
And in the end, she won the gold. So
well
she
deserved,
really,
lady.
Exactly, and everyone was rooting for her.
Yeah, well,
like
she
literally
deserved
the
it.
whole Arab world. I think the people who were on the right side, obviously,
Yeah.
were all kind of, they got together and were all
I think
rooting for
most
her.
people were on her side. You know?
I think it was mostly, I think, this is not, 100%, but I think it was mostly non-Arabs maybe who were like commenting on this, but I don't know. Because from what I saw, everybody, like Princess Reema,
Yeah.
like people from surrounding Arab countries were defending her.
Yeah.
But you never know. There are people who with different opinions in every community.
On everything.
Exactly.
Basically.
And in her conclusion, Princess Reema urged the public to reflect on the challenges female athletes endure and to treat them with kindness and dignity,
Yeah.
which I think every human being deserves.
Yeah.
And especially female athletes who, I think this is like a common thing where they get scrutinized over the stupidest things.
Yeah.
So she said she offered support to all women and all female athletes and encouraged female athletes, especially in the Arab world, to realize their dreams in sports, regardless of what anyone says. And it was a very powerful and moving speech. And it was very nice to see her speak about this.
Yeah.
And, extend her support towards Imane.
Yeah. Princess Reema is pretty,
She's pretty cool.
She's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, she really is.
I once saw this TikTok about someone putting her doing a speech or something, and it was like she has one of the best attitudes when it comes to public speaking, and I do agree with that highly.
Yeah, she's a very, very good speaker.
Yeah.
You can really tell from this speech and all the speeches she's made, she really articulates herself
Yeah,
very
and
well.
she gets her point across in the best respectable manner. It's so nice to see her talk.
She's also did you know that she's the first female US ambassador?
Wow.
Which is amazing.
That's cool, yeah. Dunya Abu Taleb narrowly misses bronze in Taekwondo after a strong start at Paris Olympics. So, Dunya Abu Taleb is a great young lady, a 27-year-old young lady from Riyadh who previously earned a bronze medal at the World Championships and achieved a career high global ranking of number 4, was a strong contender in the 49 kg category. So Abu Taleb, Dunya, has been around the corner when it comes to Taekwondo. I'm gonna stop. Okay. So she began her Olympic journey on a high note when she defeated the Israeli Abishag Semberg in a thrilling first bout. Her victory, it was all over the news basically, and I think she got nominated to the
Next round,
yeah. But unfortunately, she lost to, I think, what was it? She lost
I believe
to
the contestant from Thailand.
Thailand, yeah. But she got a bronze medal.
Exactly, which is an amazing victory, to be honest with you. And I think the entire Saudi community is very proud of her.
Yeah, if you saw that video when, firstly, there was one of the ministers, I think the
Minister of Sports, I believe.
Of Sports, yeah, he was very supportive of her. And when she won against the Israeli girl, the whole crowd, the whole Saudi crowd just jumped, they were so excited about it.
It's especially, I think, special because she is the first female athlete to get qualified for the Olympics.
Taekwondo thing.
I believe it's for the entire Olympics. She's the first Saudi woman to qualify for the Olympics. So I think she felt that pressure. And I'm sure, you know, it's a little bit disheartening to not win gold, but I think even winning bronze is a major, major accomplishment.
Do they get like, do they...
Cash prizes?
No, like after the next season of the Olympics, I don't know what to call it. Do they participate the
I think
same?
they have to do the same thing, like this. They have to qualify again.
Oh, okay.
I think. Because it's in 4 years, it would only make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they go back to square one maybe and then try again until they reach the Olympics.
And I think she lost to Mobina Nematiz. I don't know how to pronounce that.
It was wait, her name was Panipak.
Oh, the one who, yeah. But she,
from Thailand.
you know, she secured a bronze. She went home with a bronze medal, which is good.
And super, super inspiring. She's very inspiring.
Yeah.
Especially in Taekwondo, it's not a very like popular sport, I think, in terms of like what you would expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like karate, for example.
It's not that. It's just that like I like the fact that she went into the Olympics with something like Taekwondo instead of like horse racing, you know, the usual ones, or like
You have
whichever.
a point. You've
Taekwondo is
been
kind of
making
a niche one,
Yeah.
and I really like that the fact that she is so skilled in it that she made it to the Olympics. That means that Saudi has such a diverse sports scene.
Yeah.
Because then also we have, you know, like what else did we have? People in the Olympics.
The girl, the swimming one.
Oh right, yes.
I don't remember the name, but yeah.
So yeah, our sports culture is very diverse. It's very nice to see.
But it's cool, and they're all very talented.
Yes.
Hopefully next year Saudi is gonna kill
Next
it.
4 years.
Sorry, I don't know how the Olympics work.
The next Olympics is apparently going to be in LA, from what I read. So that
And
should
this
be
year it
interesting.
was in Paris.
In Paris, yeah. So earlier this week, there was actually very heavy rains in Makkah. I remember we mentioned this at the beginning, but there were extremely heavy rains in the Makkah region, basically. And despite the heavy rains, there were clips of people continuing to perform Umrah in the rainfall, which was so nice.
Yeah.
However, there's a slightly sad note to this because Mecca has some valleys.
Yeah.
So there were some floods that occurred in some of Mecca's valleys, including the valley in Al Jumoon in Mecca. And Storm Center actually posted some videos where you can see camels and cattle being swept away in the floods, which is so upsetting because first of all, you know, like you would think that they would be secured in some way, that they wouldn't get, you know, swept up in the floods. But the fact that there were even floods going on in the valleys, like if you see the videos, they're very intense and it's filled with camels and cattle.
Yeah. What's a cattle?
Cows, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Including the camels and cattle that were swept away was also some materials. So imagine all of these animals were being swept away in the floods, including materials with them.
Yeah.
And we'll as well insert a video of it. But hopefully not too many animals were hurt in this process.
Inshallah,
and hopefully there were no casualties of actual people.
Yeah, but I think camels are pretty strong animals. I do not think that
they
have
are,
been
but I
harmed
think
that
when
much.
you're trapped in flowing water, I think even the strongest people or the strongest animals can get
you have
injured, unfortunately. But hopefully this will kind of prompt maybe animal caretakers to kind of secure their animals in a better way to avoid this in the future, especially in valleys, because the water will collect, you know, even in like a little bit of rain, I think water collects in valleys.
Yeah, but it was raining, like it was heavily raining.
And it was heavily
like
raining.
People were sliding on the floor because of how much rain.
So yeah, so it was raining in the Makkah region. It was raining for I think a while, like every few days last week I think it was raining, even in Jeddah. But here, dry as a bone.
And in Jazan.
Yeah, and in Jazan. So yeah, hopefully that will be the last one of those that we see.
Yeah, inshallah. we're taking better care of these kind of
Better
issues.
precautions.
Yeah. An engineer in Riyadh was sentenced to jail and fined thousands for practicing without professional accreditation.
Oh no.
Yeah. So a Saudi court sentenced an engineer in Riyadh to 6 months in prison and fined him 50,000 for working without professional accreditation. You shouldn't really take these matters simply. So the company that hired him was fined with 100,000 Saudi riyals for violating the law by employing an uncredited engineer.
How did he even get that job? Because as an engineer, there's a lot of things that are like depending on you. Like, I don't know, what kind of engineer was he? Do you know?
Nope.
But regardless, it's a very important profession, and without the right accreditation,
Yeah, accreditation. Okay, yeah.
you can do so much damage
Yeah.
as an engineer to so many things. So I wonder how he actually got that job.
Well, maybe he's skilled, but he doesn't have the accreditations for it. You know, you never know. Like, people, you can never know.
Apparently, there were 30 other cases.
Similar cases to the public prosecution, including companies, individuals who practiced engineering without a license or proper accreditation. And I think it's so sad because in Saudi, there have been a lot of efforts to make everything easier for everyone.
That's
so
true.
it's not as difficult as in other countries. You know, it's pretty simple. Sometimes you can even do your things within an app. So I don't think it's that difficult.
But the thing is, you never know. Maybe it needs some funds, and that's why he couldn't do it.
Well, the
because
company could have.
That's what I was going to say, that the
provided it.
company could have done it for him.
Yeah, exactly.
To keep everything legal if they really wanted to hire this man.
Exactly, and it's sad, you know, like it's sad. Why do you put yourself in such
A situation,
consequences?
yeah.
So you must remember that you have to obtain professional accreditation to legally practice engineering in the kingdom, and to keep yourself on the safe side. And there have been warnings against using professional titles on official documents or social media. So let's all be, pretty,
Careful.
following the law, to live a happily easy life, inshallah. Unfortunately, guys, that's all we have for you today, but you can catch us on Lovin Riyadh again next week, inshallah. Catch us up and listen to our podcast of this week on Podio and Ghami, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube for the visuals. And yeah, bye.